In this video, we dive deep into the urgent conversation surrounding California's wildfires and their stark connection to climate change. As the state experiences longer fire seasons and unprecedented weather patterns, we unpack the multifaceted impacts these blazes have on our environment and society. From rising temperatures to deteriorating air quality, the implications are far-reaching. Join us as we explore how these smoke signals are illuminating the broader climate crisis we face today. 1. Longer fire seasons. California's fire seasons have become notably longer, stretching about 75 days more than they did back in the 1970s. This shift is largely due to the warming temperatures and drier conditions that have taken hold over the years. Imagine it as an extended summer vacation, not for school children, but for fires. When temperatures stay high for longer periods, the landscape is unable to recover its moisture levels, leaving forests and brushlands more susceptible to ignition. The extended fire season is a clear indicator of the changing climate, serving as a testament to how deeply our environment is being affected. This phenomenon isn't just about a few extra weeks of fire risk, it's a transformation of the natural calendar, upending traditional patterns and impacting ecosystems across the state. 2. Higher temperatures. Over the years, California has experienced a rise in average annual temperatures by approximately 2 degrees Fahrenheit, 1.1 degrees Celsius, since the late 19th century. While this might seem like a small change, it's enough to dry out vegetation significantly, making it more flammable. Think of it as the difference between damp kindling that resists catching fire and dry twigs that ignite at the slightest spark. The increased warmth not only dries out the land but also alters weather patterns, creating conditions that are ripe for wildfires. This trend of rising temperatures underscores the broader climate change narrative, where even minor shifts can have outsized impacts on natural systems. It's a story told through parched landscapes and the relentless advance of fire lines. 3. Drought frequency. Droughts in California have become more frequent and severe, a direct consequence of climate change. These dry spells reduce the moisture levels in both soil and vegetation, creating a tinderbox environment ready to ignite. Imagine trying to grow a garden with less and less water each year. Eventually, the plants wither, and the soil turns to dust. This lack of moisture accelerates the spread of wildfires, as dry conditions provide the perfect fuel. The frequency and intensity of droughts serve as a stark reminder of the shifting climate, revealing a landscape that is increasingly unprepared to handle the demands of nature's fury. 4. More intense fires. Wildfires in California have grown larger and more destructive, with 13 of the state's 20 largest wildfires occurring since the year 2000. Think of these fires as roaring beasts, growing in strength and size, leaving devastation in their wake. This increase in fire intensity is not just a matter of bad luck, it's a direct result of the changing climate, which creates conditions that allow fires to thrive. The size and severity of these fires have transformed them from natural occurrences into catastrophic events, challenging firefighters and communities alike. This trend highlights the urgent need to address climate change, as these intense fires are reshaping the landscape and threatening lives. 5. Carbon emissions from fires. When wildfires rage across California, they release massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This is not just a local problem, it's a global issue, as these emissions contribute to climate change in a self-reinforcing feedback loop. Imagine a vicious cycle where fire begets more fire. The more carbon released, the more the planet warms, and the more likely future fires become. These emissions are a significant factor in the broader climate change narrative, illustrating the interconnectedness of natural disasters and environmental shifts. The fires serve as a potent reminder of how human activities and natural processes are intertwined, impacting the climate in profound ways. 6. Declining snowpack. The reduced snowpack in California's mountains is another critical factor in the wildfire equation. With less snow to melt, there's less water available during the dry season, exacerbating drought conditions. Picture a reservoir that slowly empties but is never fully replenished. Eventually, there's nothing left to sustain the land. This lack of water heightens the risk of wildfires, as dry conditions provide ample fuel for flames. The declining snowpack is a vivid illustration of the broader impacts of climate change, affecting not just winter sports enthusiasts but entire ecosystems. It's a shift that has far-reaching consequences, influencing everything from water supply to fire risk. 7. Shift in vegetation zones. As temperatures rise, ecosystems in California are shifting, with some fire-resistant species being replaced by more flammable ones. Imagine a forest where the sturdy, fire-resistant oaks are being replaced by more flammable pines. This shift in vegetation zones is a direct result of the warming climate, altering the natural balance and increasing fire risks. The changing vegetation is a clear signal of how climate change is reshaping the environment, impacting not only plant life but also the animals that depend on these ecosystems. It's a transformation that highlights the interconnectedness of climate change and natural systems, revealing a landscape in flux. 8. Increased wind patterns. Climate change is also influencing wind patterns, such as the infamous Santa Ana winds, which can intensify and spread wildfires faster. Picture a bellows feeding a flame. The stronger the wind, the more intense the fire becomes. These winds are a natural phenomenon, but climate change is altering their patterns, making them more unpredictable and dangerous. The increased wind patterns add another layer of complexity to the wildfire challenge, highlighting the multifaceted impacts of climate change. It's a reminder that the forces of nature are not static, and as the climate shifts, so too do the patterns that influence wildfires. 9. Economic and human costs. The economic and human costs of climate-driven wildfires in California are staggering. More frequent evacuations, higher firefighting costs, increased property damage, and loss of life are becoming the new normal. Imagine a community constantly on edge, living with the threat of evacuation and destruction. These costs are a tangible reminder of the impacts of climate change, affecting not just those directly in the path of the fires but the broader society as well. The financial burden of fighting these fires and rebuilding communities is immense, underscoring the urgent need for action to address the root causes of climate change. 10. Air quality crisis. Smoke from wildfires is creating dangerous air quality levels, with health impacts ranging from respiratory illnesses to long-term chronic conditions. Picture a city shrouded in a thick haze, where every breath is a challenge. The air quality crisis is a direct result of the increasing frequency and intensity of wildfires, affecting not just those in the immediate vicinity but also communities far away. This issue highlights the broader health impacts of climate change, revealing the interconnectedness of environmental shifts and human well-being. The smoke serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need to address the factors driving these wildfires, as the health of entire populations hangs in the balance.